Hi, I'm Shakaama. This is a video response to all of those videos who name themselves Social Experiment, Are You Racist, or Racism, or whatever. And invariably in the video, you have a very haphazard way of showing two very different people who are not equal whatsoever, and then trying to prove that white people are racist, or that black people are racist, or that black people are in fact violent, or that white people are in fact ignorant, or something like whatever it is. This is what you're doing. Here's the problem. I understand that you're just making a YouTube video and you don't put that much thought into it, and you're amazed that you get millions of views because people share your videos. But here's the deal. I've never suffered from racism except for a couple of times, and it was out and out racism. But for the most part, if I drop something, people pick it up for me. That includes women. If I'm in a crowded place, people stand right next to me. If I'm wearing good clothes, bad clothes, they still treat me with respect and honor. Why? Because it's my aura. I have an aura in person of generally attracting people to me. People want to be around. And this might sound crazy to you, people want to do things for me. It's true. I have had servants. So maybe it's my attitude when I get around other people is that they should serve me. Now, whether you think that's bad or good, the fact is, when people get around me, they want to do stuff for me. Now, I could not be talking. I could simply be sitting in a seat, and they will sit next to me. They will offer me a seat if I get on a bus, a train, or in an auditorium. If I ask for help, they will all stop and help. In fact, other people who are strangers to the first people will come and help me. Why? Because I attract people to me. My aura is one of inclusion. Now, so that leads me to my first point. A lot of the people that you include in your videos do not have an aura of inclusion. There's one guy in particular, there's an Asian guy. He calls himself the Asian man or Chinese man or rice man or something like that. He has a very abrasive aura. I'm amazed that he isn't like punched regularly when he does his little videotaping, assuming that his videotaping is not completely fake and everyone in the video isn't an actual actor, which we have now seen that most of the prank videos, the big prank videos, just hire actors. Flatten out fakery. But there are these smaller channels who, I believe, do not hire actors, probably because they can't afford them. And they have varying degrees of success or failures. In the world of YouTube, well, failure is a video too, isn't it? But a lot of these channels, the person in the lead role has an abrasive aura about them. Now, there are very large channels who try their best to do social experiments. They're really tiny experiments though. They're like 1 or 2 people. Not a whole day, not a whole week, period, right? Not a whole month, not a whole year. If you really want to do an experiment, do an experiment. Literally, I saw a video of a woman, brown hair, drop her scarf. Puts on a blonde wig, drops her scarf. Both times, men picked up her scarf for her. And she called it a day. That's an experiment? It's not an experiment. But the point there is that it's a real experience. It's not fakery. But she was a nice looking woman. Nice body for a white woman, you know, if you're into that sort of thing. So going around white men, dropping your scarf, is going to get you exactly what you thought it was going to get you, which was men picking up your scarf for you. Even when they're not really paying attention. You do know that men are attracted to movement. We have the hunter eye. So if you drop your big red scarf, even when men are deep in conversation, well, they will notice, assess the situation, and remedy the situation, because that's what men do. So those experiments were pretty much terrible. And the idea was that do blonde or brunettes get treated differently? And the test was, would a man pick up her scarf? Now, if they wanted to do a real experiment, they would have gotten a hugely obese chick brunette, blonde, an emaciated chick, brunette, blonde, a black chick, brunette, blonde. That's how you do an experiment. Not one good-looking girl wearing spandex, putting on a wig, going up to literally 2 situations, and that's it. But as to the whole racial thing, you're not doing it right. If you want to do the racial thing, you do the whole racial thing. You do guy, girl, seemingly looking the same. For the girl, you could have same height, same weight, same characteristics. Makeup, no makeup. For the guy, same age, same build. You had a black guy in one of them, and he looked like a homeless guy. Nobody wants to touch a homeless guy. And the other one, the boy, the white boy, was basically looked like he was a basketball player, and so people were like, "Oh, he might need to go somewhere." Now, one of the big major studios did a social experiment like that, and people literally said, "I thought he had to go somewhere, so I wanted to help him go to wherever he wanted to go, or she." It wasn't about black or white. They assessed the situation as that person looks like they have to get somewhere to do something productive in their life. So I wanted to help them. And it wasn't a question of black or white. They understood that the person had something to do, so they helped them. Now they did they had very big failure as far as a distinction of whether or not they would help a rich looking person versus a poor looking person. And it was a woman. When they did the woman, there was zero difference. Zero. Because men respond to women, period. Men are not looking for a woman to take care of them. So even if a woman is rich, she is still deemed to be a woman first, not a rich woman first. She's deemed to be a woman first. So that whole experiment was a failure because they helped just as much. And when they did the social experiments, is about whether or not they would help the rich, snooty woman versus the poor, bad habit woman versus children, they got the same exact result. Same exact result. In fact, as far as the poor, bad habit woman, they didn't just have a poor woman. They had a poor, bad habit woman. And they got the same exact result. With the poor, bad habit woman, they surrounded the children and started calling the police. With the rich woman, they literally told her to go away. Literally. Ostensibly, she's the mother, but literally they told her to go away. And told her off and told her how to raise children. Now, of course, different people are going to react differently according to how they were raised. So the people that surrounded the children and started calling the police and child protective services, that's because in their past, in their knowledge, that's how you handle that situation. There might be some abuse going on, and clearly this woman is drunk and smoking cigarettes around children. This is their past. You have no idea if this same exact group would respond exactly the same way around the rich woman, who was obviously uncaring, and there was possibly some abuse going on there too. I know you can't get the same people, but the response is generally the same, and no insignificant difference between the two parties. The key factor was that the children were exactly the same, and they were protected in the same way. And they're same thing in a lot of the social racial experiments. If you get different people, they're going to have different reactions according to their own experience. Do you wake up the scruffy looking, homeless looking black guy on a subway? Ostensibly, if you're taking the subway, you're not that rich to begin with. So you're all in the same sort of vein together, right? I know I sound snobbish as hell, but it's the truth. That's why we have public transportation, to get poor people to their jobs. That's it. To keep the economy going. That's why we have subway. It's not for being green. I know a bunch of hippies. Oh, it's for being green. We wanna have a lower carbon footprint. First of all, that's not what it's about. It's about getting poor people to their jobs, period. And the rich people paid for the stuff anyway. All the buses, all the trains, all the metros, all of that stuff. Rich people paid for that. Oh, I know, yes. So poor people paid all those taxes? No, it's the rich people that paid all those taxes. Especially in those places where they have personal state income tax. It's the rich people supporting your state and city, not you hippies. Anyway, I just wanted to say it's the aura of the person. That speaks volumes. I have had KKK members invite me over, try to explain to me their point of view. And I have a sort of like robotic reaction to everything. So if they talk to me, I sort of just look at them like, that's me. I doubt that they would invite Leon over to watch videos and explain their point of view. As crazy as it sounds, racism doesn't exist. There are people who have convinced themselves that there is some sort of difference between the humanities, but in fact, there is not. And even so, what is more overpowering than anything else is your personal aura. Why is somebody in high school popular? And different high schools have a completely different looking person popular. It's not the white kid. It's not even the football quarterback looks completely different from high school to high school. Not a white boy all the time. The head cheerleader is not a white girl all the time. And then there's completely different racial makeups of who's popular. What is that about? It's their aura. People want to be around them. And that has nothing to do with race. A lot of these videos promote racism and bigotry and prejudice more than they ever would, as far as they're concerned that, oh, we have to be aware of racism so we can eradicate it. No, you're selling videos. You're selling YouTube videos. That's what you're doing. Now, as far as being aware, I think I make people aware of stuff. And on my channel, I make people aware of stuff in a positive light and present a solution and it's all about finances, and this is what I'm concerned about, and that's it. I don't care that you don't like me. I don't care that you have convinced yourself that my skin is different from yours and therefore I'm inferior to you. That makes me laugh. Seriously, that makes me laugh. I think I'm superior to everybody in DC and Wall Street. How's that for attitude? So racism really bounces off of me. It has never affected me. Why? Because I think I'm superior to the person who actually has a problem. And you know what? I've reached out to people who have had problems. And I've reached out to people who have real life problems, no matter their skin color, ethnicity, culture. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show. I hope you have a fantastic day. Put a smile on your face because your internet dad is watching over.